Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Thank you for joining me once again. And folks, we just got some massive breaking news. Donald Trump has filed a ridiculous and baseless motion in the election interference case against him in DC to remove the judge from the case because he doesn't like her. Yes, that's right. Just moments ago, Donald Trump filed a motion to remove Judge Tanya Chutkan, the judge in the case, because he believes that she is biased against him, that she doesn't like him, and that she thinks he should be prosecuted, which is made up. It's fiction. They have no reason to believe this. They're grasping at straws, but they know that Donald Trump is screwed, and they're panicking. They're trying to do anything they can to make this case more favorable for them, because if you just look at it from the facts, it's not good for them. But anyway, here's the motion they just filed moments ago. At the top, you can see all of the information. It's around 9 pages long. And as I said, totally baseless. Just absolutely ridiculous. It's so bad, it's laughable. They start off the motion by saying that Donald Trump, through undersigned counsel, respectfully moves to recuse and disqualify the Honorable Tanya S. Chutkan. In the third paragraph, they write that Chutkan has, in connection with other cases, suggested that Donald Trump should be prosecuted and in prison. Such statements made before this case began and without due process are inherently disqualifying. Except that never happened. Judge Tanya Chutkan has never directly or even indirectly suggested that Donald Trump should or should not be prosecuted in this case. She has never given her opinion on Trump in any case ever. They are making things up. They are making things up. They are grasping at straws. Now, in an attempt to justify their baseless claims, they include some disqualifying statements from Chutkan that they believe show bias. Now, in October 2022, before the special counsel's appointment or the filing of this case, Judge Chutkan stated in a case with a January 6th insurrectionist, she said, quote, "This was nothing less than an attempt to violently overthrow the government, the legally, lawfully, peacefully elected government by individuals who are mad that their guy lost. I see the videotapes. I see the footage of the flags and the signs that people were carrying and the hats they were wearing and the garb. And the people who mobbed the Capitol were there in fealty, in loyalty to one man, not to the Constitution, of which most of the people who come before me seem woefully ignorant, not to the ideals of this country and not to the principles of democracy. It's a blind loyalty to one person who, by the way, remains free to this day." Now, truly, I'm really struggling to see the point that Trump and his lawyers are making here, right? Because what Chutkan just said right there is true. It's objectively true. It was a violent attempt to overthrow the government. They were there in loyalty to Donald Trump. And Trump, the man who they were there for, does remain free to this day. She is not suggesting that Trump should be locked up. She's not suggesting that he should be prosecuted. She's not suggesting that he did anything illegal. She is just stating the fact of the matter that, this January 6th insurrectionist who had a case before her was there in loyalty to Donald Trump. And that man still remains free. There's nothing biased about that. That is the truth. Even then, they double down. In the next paragraph, they say the public meaning of this statement is inescapable. Donald Trump is free but should not be. Really? Do you really think that Judge Tanya Chutkan is saying that there when she says that Donald Trump remains free to this day? I mean, it is truly difficult to see how they think this is going to be successful. This is so baseless. They are grasping at straws so much so that, it is embarrassing. It really is. I guess now, according to Donald Trump and his lawyers, speaking truth, speaking fact is now being biased. That's a tough claim to make that I don't think is going to be successful in court. And their motion is weak because they only included 2 quote-unquote disqualifying statements. And here is the second and final one. And in this quote, Trump's lawyers say that Judge Tanya Chutkan similarly suggested that in her view, Donald Trump was responsible for the events of January 6th, 2021 and should be prosecuted. But similar to the first statement, once you read it, that's not the case. In reference to another case with a January 6th insurrectionist, Judge Tanya Chutkan said, quote, "He went to the Capitol because despite election results, which were clear-cut, despite the fact that multiple court challenges all over the country had rejected every single one of the challenges to the election, Mr. Palmer didn't like the result. He didn't like the result, and he didn't want the transition of power to take place because his guy lost. And it is true, Mr. Palmer, the insurrectionist, you have made a very good point, one that has been made before, that the people who exhorted you and encouraged you and rallied you to go and take action and to fight have not been charged. But," she goes on to say, That is not this court's position. I don't charge anybody. I don't negotiate plea offers. I don't make charging decisions. I sentence people who have pleaded guilty or have been convicted. The issue of who has or has not been charged is not before me. I don't have any influence on that. I have my opinions, but they are not relevant. So again, I'm struggling to see what the Trump team is getting at here, because to me it's saying that, yes, Mr. Palmer, you're bringing up an argument that has been made in court before, because January 6th insurrectionists have made this argument in court before, that Donald Trump directed them there, in an attempt to get themselves off. All she's saying is like, yeah, you make an argument that's been made before, but that has nothing to do with this case. This is not the court's position to justify or deem the validity of your claim and your argument. No, I'm here to sentence you to prison for breaking the law. And quite frankly, she's saying the opposite of what Trump and his team are suggesting she's saying. She's saying, I don't have a position here. It is not the court's decision. And then after saying I have my opinions, which of course everybody does, nobody is 100% impartial, she says, but they are not relevant. Her opinions are not relevant. That is impartiality. She is not letting her opinions influence her decisions here. And she's saying that they are not relevant to any case here. So quite frankly, these quotes are showing that Judge Tanya Chutkan is, one, speaking the truth, and two, doing her job, right? She is not letting her opinions interfere with how she carries out justice. And somehow, some way, Trump and his lawyers are trying to spin this to make it seem like, no, actually, Judge Tanya Chutkan is super biased, and she's not impartial in this case, and she's not going to give me a fair trial. BS. Right? BS. This motion, in my view, is almost certainly going to be rejected and laughed out of court. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. The only reason that Trump and his lawyers and other Republicans in the cases involving Donald Trump are trying stuff like this is because they know they're screwed. They know the case against them is strong, so they will try anything to wiggle their way out. But it's not going to work. I mean, you saw how frivolous this is. It's an embarrassment. Again, as I said at the beginning of the video, it's an embarrassment, and it's even low for Donald Trump standards. That's how bad this filing is. It's going to get laughed out of court. Judge Chutkan has done her job perfectly in this case. Perfectly. I haven't noticed, I don't think anybody I read, any legal scholar I read, has noticed any discrepancies or anything she's done wrong. But Donald Trump thinks that Judge Tanya Chutkan not playing along with his games, not playing along with his delay tactics, is her being biased. He doesn't like it. I mean, he's such a man-child, right? He has this temper tantrum anytime something doesn't go his way. Truly, it's an absurd motion. It's not going to go anywhere. I'm very confident in that. This is just another one of those frivolous things that Donald Trump is filing in a hopeful attempt to delay the inevitable, which is justice. So anyway, folks, that's going to wrap up today's video. I really appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the channel. It really helps me, and I thank everybody who does that stuff. You guys are the best. All right, folks, thank you for watching once again. I appreciate all of you, and I hope you're doing well. Hope the family's well, and I will speak to you soon.